Okay, I'm very excited. Our next guest is a New York Times bestselling author of Queen Bees and Wannabes, which was the basis for the movie Mean Girls. Now she has a new novel out, Boys, Girls, and Other Hazardous Materials. Please welcome, the insightful Rosalind Wiseman.
Oh, thank you.
Great dress.
Thank you.
So did you have the Mean Girls experience like many of us did in high school?
Well, you know, a little bit. I had both experiences of being mean and of having girls be mean to me. So there was a girl that I had to apologize to. When I started writing all my work, I realized I was just horrible to her. So I had to go and apologize.
You mean recently?
Oh, yeah.
When you were writing? Well, I mean, in your adult life.
Yeah, like 10 years ago, I went to her and said, you know what? Like, first 10 years of your life, so sorry about that.
Now, were you in contact with her at all in between?
Oh yeah, definitely. She's she's a very, very nice woman. Very nice girl, very nice woman.
And so it was years later, and you say, listen, I was mean to you at one point, and I just want to say sorry.
Yeah, because I don't think, first of all, I think you have to be mindful of what you do. And I think it's never too late to apologize for things when you realize that you've done something wrong. And then I certainly had experiences where my best group of girlfriends in 7th and 8th grade, I was the girl that they knew exactly what to say that would make me feel really insecure. Yeah. And then I would complain about it, and they would say, but we're just joking. And then I would say, oh, right, so I'm stupid. And then I would end up apologizing to them because I had, been a drama queen about it.
Wow. Yeah, that's a vicious cycle.
Yeah.
And where does that, I remember those times in high school, but it seems almost now like kids are a little more ruthless because there's a public way to humiliate each other.
Sure.
Not just within your school, but to get on the internet.
Yeah, actually, I mean, I think the thing, look, I mean, if you put in the hands of a 7th or 8th grade boy or girl a cell phone, a mobile phone, it can be a weapon of mass destruction. No doubt, no doubt. But they're also, it's not all bad. I'm a mom, I have 2 sons, and I have to tell you, I mean, I know that some parents do want to be their kid's friend, and we want to have close relationships, but I also think parents don't want their kids to be mad at them. And because then if they're mad at them, then the kids will stop talking to them. But I mean, my children are mad at me all the time. All the time. My children think I am the most unfair, most unreasonable person, but that's who I am. I'm their mother, right?
Right.
I have to listen to them, but I get to disagree with them, and my way goes because I'm their mom. So it's the parenting thing is limited options, right? It's like you don't get everything. You get, I present you limited options, and we go from there. So, but I mean, my goodness, if kids aren't mad at you for something,
yeah, then something's wrong for sure. No, I think that's pretty accurate. They should have some kind of begrudging sentiment once in a while because it knows that you're limiting them and they have to deal with the reality of that.
Absolutely.
What about snooping? Because we talk about that a lot in the show. Even in the morning meeting, like, oh, I looked at my kid's text. People say, you think that's a good idea to be a bit of a detective into your kid's life, or is it mistrusting? Or?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I think this is a really complicated issue, and actually, I redid the Queen Bees book because kids actually came back at me and were like, hey, you need to add some stuff to that. And one of the things they wanted me to talk about was privacy. And I think privacy is like a jewel that you have to really treasure of your child, because your child does have actually a right to some privacy. And so if you're going to, so what I think is, especially with the cell phone and all that kind of stuff, is you say, look, you know what? If you're going to use this, this is a privilege. It is not a right. You're not born with an inalienable right to a mobile phone. And so I would take the phone away from them at night, and when the phone rings late at night, then you pick it up and you say, do you know what is your name, right? And you scared that kid who's talking to your child, right? Like, hello, do you know this is her father, this is her mother, right? That's going to freak them out. That's really good. Right? Because a little bit of paranoia and a little bit of fear, and I mean that respectfully, of your kids know where you stand, that's a really good thing.
So you're not saying as a punishment, you're saying at night the cell phone doesn't go in the room.
Exactly.
I think that's an excellent rule.
Little bubble. Little bubble.
Gosh, I never thought of that. That's a good one. Okay, when we come back, Rosalind's going to take questions from our audience. So
okay, great.